Okay, so question 13. So Amy raised £N for charity. Chris raised £18 more than Amy. Okay, so we can say Amy equals N. Okay, and Chris raised £18 more than Amy. So Chris raised Amy's amount plus the 18. Now the mean amount raised by the two of them is £45. Okay, so Amy's money added to Chris's money, then divided by 2 would give you the mean average of the two. So we need to find out how much these two raised. So that's going to be twice as much as that, because that plus that will give you an amount, and that amount divided by 2 gives you 45. So 45 multiplied by 2 equals 90, which equals the total raised. Okay, so I know that Amy plus Chris equals 90. So N, Amy's amount plus Chris's amount, which is N plus 18, gives us 90. Okay, so now this is a very simple equation. So N plus N is 2N plus 18 equals 90. So 2N will equal 90 minus the 18. So 2N will equal 90 minus 18 is 72. So N is 36. Okay, so we need to show how much each raised. So Amy, we know, raised £36 because she raised N amount of money, and Chris raised £36, the N that Amy raised, plus the £18. So 36 plus 18 is 54. Okay, and we can check this. 36 plus 54 is 90. The mean average would be 90 divided by 2, which gives us the 45. Okay, so this question is worth 5 marks, so you need to put in as much as you can. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Okay, we're back again. So 14a, work out this multiplied by this. So remember, we multiply like with like. So this multiplied by this, and this multiplied by this. So 6.45 multiplied by 2.5 is 16.125. So this gives us 16.125. And remember, that's still going to be multiplied because it's in standard form. Now remember, if we multiply numbers with indices, we add the indices. So 10 to the 6, if we add 10 to the minus 4, 6 minus 4 is 2. So we get 10 to the power of 2. Now, this is good enough for 1 mark, but standard form says we can only have 1 digit. So this number needs to go back 1, so that we get 1.6125. Okay? So to do that means that we would need to raise this by 1 power, multiplied by 10 to the power of 3. Okay, if you look at it logically, 10 squared is 100, so it's this multiplied by 100. So this multiplied by 100 will give me, the decimal point moves twice, so I would get 1612. Now, for me to get 1612, the decimal point from 1.6125 would need to move back 3 times, so that's why it's 10 to the power of 3. Okay? If you're a bit iffy about standard form, it's well worth practicing because it always comes up in the exam. Okay, 14b. So we have a number machine. So normally with a number machine, we would put a number in, it would go through, be acted upon by whatever boxes are put in, and we would have an output. But here, we need to work out the input. Okay, so we have our output here. So all we do is we go backwards, but instead of dividing by 20, we would multiply by 20. Instead of subtracting 1,000, we would add 1,000. Okay, so what I would do is I would change this to a real number. So 5.05 times 10 to the power of 3, so 505. The decimal point at the moment is here, so the decimal point is going to move back 3 places, 1, 2, 3. So there's going to be a 0. So 5050 is the number that we start or we finish with. So we now go back. So it says divide by 20. So we're going in the opposite direction. So we multiply by 20. So 5050 multiplied by 20 will give us at this point 101,000. Okay, we get 101,000. Now here it says to take away 1,000. So we're going to add 1,000. So this at this point would be 102,000. Yeah, because we've got 101,000. So if we are going to add 1, we would have 102,000. So this is the number that we would put in here. But it says write your answer in standard form. So our number, remember we can only have 1 digit, so it will be 1.02. Now if you want to, you can write the 3 zeros afterwards if it helps you, but those trailing zeros don't have any value. And that will be multiplied by 10 because it's standard form. Now to make this number 1.02, the decimal point would have to move once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So I would have 10 to the 5. Okay, so this is quite simple, but if you need practice, then go to your textbooks and just keep doing them over and over and over again, because they're well worth doing. They always come up in the exam. Okay, so work out the value of x cubed minus 2x plus 7 when x equals minus 2.5. So all we've got to do is substitute in the values. So x cubed would be minus 2.5 all cubed, take away 2 times minus 2.5 and add 7. Okay, so we now just cube. I'll just make sure that that's cubed. Right, let's just rub that out so it's a bit more clear. Okay, so this is cubed. So we have minus 2.5, so we have minus 2.5, and that's going to be cubed, which gives us minus 15.625 minus, now 2 lots of minus 2.5 will be minus 5 plus 7. So this minus and this minus will react on one another. A minus and a minus will give us a plus. So we have minus 15.625 plus 5 plus 7. So this will give us minus 15.625 plus 12. Okay, you have to be careful of these negatives and positives. Okay, now that will equal minus 15.625 plus 12 will give me minus 3.625. So our answer will be minus 3.625. Okay, a lot of work for one question. Now we come to question 15b. Factorise fully. So we know that this is going to involve brackets. Okay, so we have numbers here that are related to one another. We have x's here that relate to one another, but we only have one y on one side. So I can pull numbers and x's out. Now I need a number that will divide both into 4 and 6, and I know that 2 will go into both 4 and 6. And I need to take my lowest value of x. Now x is less than x squared, so x will come out. Okay, so now what to put in the brackets? So what times 2 will give me 4? Or 2 times 2 will give me 4. And what times x will give me the x squared? Well, x multiplied by x will give me x squared. So now I put in my sign, plus what times 2 will give me 6? Well, that will give me 3. and the x is already there. Okay, if I was to stop at this point and say 3 times 2x, I would get 6x. The x would appear anyway. The only thing we don't have is the y, so the y goes in the bracket. So 2x times 3y will give me 6xy. Okay, so we've now factorised that fully, so we just give the answer 2x, open bracket, 2x plus 3y, close brackets. Okay, it is that simple, but it's just practice. Okay, so I'll stop there and I'll do question 16 onwards on the next video.